Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Thursday the 18th of September 2025. In today's Millwall news, we start off with some post-match comments from Alex Neil. Again, it's going to be a long old week this week because our game isn't until Monday night. So, yeah, what are you all going to do on Saturday? You going shopping with the missus? This is from southwarknews.co.uk because of course it is, and they published today. So if you're out and about in the shop, pick up a copy. Why not? Mill boss, I wouldn't rule out any formation after switching to back three against Crystal Palace. Alex Neil said he was open to playing any formation after setting his side up in a 3-4-2-1 against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup third round on Tuesday. The Lions have typically played with two strikers this season, with Josh Coburn and Ivanovic leading the line, but Neil switched to a back 3-2 match-up with the Eagles 3-4-3. The change worked well, with the Lions going man-to-man with Palace across the park and competing well with the Premier League outfit. Millwall held the Eagles to a 1-1 draw in the 90 minutes, with Ryan Land scoring a late equaliser but lost the penalty shootout 4-2. Neil explained he was willing to use any shape going forward. I've played every formation at different clubs, whether it's a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1, 3-5-2, 3-4-3 or a 4-4-2. I hadn't played 4-4-2 until I came to Millwall, really, So shapes are not a big deal. All you need to sort out and organise is how you're going to build when you've got the ball and what you look like when you haven't, and how you're going to press, and that takes time, so it's time consuming, and I need to make sure I describe it in a way they can understand, so they need to be able to go and carry it out, and that's what made tonight so pleasing. I wouldn't rule out any formation, we're really flexible on how we play, and the reason that I picked that formation is that I thought, for the players that played tonight, it worked really well, and it suited all their strengths. Okay. So don't expect. So this isn't like the winning formula. He's saying, that the players that played, this was probably best for them, but for the next game, maybe not. So, again, post-match comments again. southwarknews.co.uk. His football IQ is very high. Alex Neil praises Mill debutant and jokes Scottish accent makes it tricky to communicate. Alex Neil praised Derek Mazusako's footballing intelligence after the 20-year-old impressed on his Millwall debut against Crystal Palace on Tuesday. The midfielder signed for the Lions from League Two side Rodez shortly before deadline day and made his first appearance for the club 16 days later, starting in Millwall's Carabao Cup third round tie against their South London rivals. Despite speaking a little English, Mazusako put in a strong performance in the centre of the park as the Lions took the game to penalties. Neil admitted that communicating with Mazusako was not easy. We've got a lot of young players, we've got a lot of new players in the building, and some of the guys that play very, very little football in Britain. Derek in particular, he can't even speak English properly. His football IQ, is very high in terms of when you're showing him things on the tactics balls he can understand. But actually communicating with him, especially when you're Scottish, it's not particularly easy at the best of times, is it? Okay, no comment. Moving on to this. Now, a lot of people shitting their pants because we've got saying, we've got another 2 injuries. It seems Kundal and Massimo Luongo were not injured. They were just beat up from getting kicked around. What you got after a football game, if you see the players, their legs are all fucked. They've been kicked here, there, and everywhere. They get battered, they get bruised. So what happened was they come out of the Charlton game like that, and then he decided that it's a cup game. I'm not going to risk them because if we lose them for longer, we're screwed. So we're screwed until January, until we can sign some players, and we can only sign one more player really until we let some go. So he clarifies the comments about what he said about them being injured. So Alex Neil explains why Mill duo were unavailable against Crystal Palace, and there they are. What a lovely photo! They're both there in the picture, Luongo and Kundal together. together. Alex Neil expanded on why Luke Cundle and Massimo Luongo were unavailable for Mill's EFL Cup third round tie against Crystal Palace on Tuesday. Cundle and Luongo started in midfield as the Lions drew 1-1 with Charlton Athletic on Saturday, but were absent from Neil's matchday squad at Selhurst Park. Mill, yeah, we know all that. After the game, Neil said Cundle and Luongo were unavailable due to injury. He later explained that the duo picked up slight knocks against the Haddocks and he did not want to risk them with a crucial home game against Watford looming on Monday, September the 22nd. Asked if anyone who was unavailable against Palace would be available against the Hornets, Neil told News It Then, I think likes of Luke Cundle and Massimo Luongo. The reason why I was a little bit vague about them after the game, is the fact that I'm unsure whether it's going to land. And we didn't want to take any risks for them in the game against Palace, but, they're definitely not out for the Watford game. Mass, we're going to have a little bit more of an investigation today. Luke has basically got a dead calf, and we needed the swelling to basically get out, but we're not in control of how quickly we can get rid of that. So I'm hopeful that he'll be ready, but I can't see for certain. What I don't want to do is say, yeah, he's fine, and we get there and he's not playing, then it's all, what's happening now. So that was the reason for the vagueness after the game, and that's why, I was saying that they were unavailable. Not unavailable in terms of we think they're going to be longer term, but, certainly for that match. So, everyone shit their pants. Oh, here we go, more players injured. Although we do have Crocombe injured, toe injury, and Danny Kelly's certainly going to be injured longer term. So, that's not good. Is it? It's not good at all. Now, moving on to this. So, this season, I think it's the first time, maybe not, Millwall under-21s have entered the Premier League Cup. Now, with the Premier League Cup, all of the games have to be played at the stadium. So this game is going to be played at the stadium, and they generally get played in the evening so that people can go to the game. So this is good. We have a very good under-21 team, a strong under-21 team, although how many of them will be involved in this game, I don't know, due to the injuries with the first team squad, although there's a lot of injuries with the under-21s as well, You see these players missing, and he's like, where's he gone? He's like, oh, he's injured. Obviously, they don't tell us that. Mill's under-21s welcome Wolverhampton Wanderers to the Den in the 25-26 Premier League Cup group stage on Friday the 26th of September. So not this Friday, next Friday. Probably would have been better if it was this Friday because we've got a game on Monday. So it's a 7 p.m. kickoff and tickets are now on general sale. Tickets are priced at £5 for adults, £1 for under 16s. And all seating, if you're under 16 season ticket holder, you go free. So under 16 season ticket holders go free. Adult ones have to pay £5. Maybe there could be a price point where adult season ticket holders pay less. I don't know. But this is how they're doing it. All of the seating is in the west lower, the Kitchener lower. So I'm not sure if it's the whole lower or just one half. I forgot to check. But again, under the lights, under 21s, this is... I think, we need to support this. Because when they do have the under-21 games at the Den, it's in the afternoons. So you get a lot of old people, pensioners, retired people, self-employed, unemployed. It's very cheap, £5. If you can't afford to buy a ticket to first team game, this is the next best thing, especially when they're allowed to field free overage players. Although, we have a massive injury crisis, so you do hope that they will be able to put a decent under-21 team that can compete, because they are very good when they are at full strength. But we wait to see. Although, players coming back, if there are any players coming back for injury, maybe they play in this game. Maybe it's a thing that they do. So again, not this Friday week. It's the day before the Swansea game. I don't know if that's going to affect it. But this is a good thing that they're doing. We need to support the under-21s. Because as you've seen, you saw how good they are. Howland, Bangor Williams, Rafiq Lamptey. These players are pretty good. and I think they deserve your support. So what is this? So this is a cup game, but it's a group stage. So there's 8 groups. Mill are in Group G with Nottingham Forest, Swansea and Wolves. If you don't live down south anymore, if you've moved up north, the away games are set to take place in stadiums as well. Although I did mention it when the draw was made. I think the Wolves game is somewhere like Kidderminster. I think the Swansea one is in their stadium. And the Forest one is, I think, in Chesterfields. I'm not sure. But they will be in stadiums closer to the away games. Again, in the evening. So, yeah, for £5, if you've got very young kids, or if you've got a lot of young kids, and it's very expensive to take them to a first team game, no? Take them to this game Friday night, It's like Friday night, there's no school the day after, 7 p.m, Why not? So, yeah, there you go. So what happens is, obviously, because it's 8 groups, the top 2 go through. So Mill don't even have to win the group, just top 2. Go through to a round of 16. That's one day. All the 16, the quarterfinal, the semi-final, and the final, they're all one tie. They're not two-legged. They're all one tie. And obviously, round of 16, it's you get an advantage for winning your group. It's you win the group. I don't think it's already decided like the World Cup where old Group G winners place Group 8 for runner-ups. I don't think it's that. It may be. They don't really tell us this information. But, here we go. First game, Friday the 26th. Get out there and support them. Now, we're going to be following up on the Guava Pay thing that happened yesterday. So this is the video, the Daily Millwall video yesterday. I just want to share some funny business with you regarding this. That's why I'm bringing it up. So I don't know whether it's because I put Guava Pay, MyGuava, or the coin emoji in the title. But something has attracted comment bots to come and comment. So there are about 5 normal comments. And then you go down, you can see there are comment bots that post about Cardvin. Every one of them has got Cardvin, just Cardvin. And it's all, these are all fake. There's about 35 of them. And for some reason, because of whatever I put in the title, that brought them out. Now this is, I believe what this is a pump and dump. It's a cryptocurrency pump and dump. This thing called Cardvin, I don't know if it's connected to MyGuava, but for some reason mentioning MyGuava in the thing brought out all of these comment bots. And here's the thing. On this channel, on YouTube, I probably get about 1 comment per video. Realistically, most of the videos get 0 comments, to be fair. So this stands out like a sore thumb. If you were to go to a video that actually does get comments and gets like, a few, maybe 1,000 plus comments, these spam comments would kind of blend in. You probably wouldn't be able to tell. But these are all fake. It's all rubbish. Just rubbish. Just nonsense. It's all fake. Cardvin. What is Cardvin? Well, they've got a YouTube channel. They've just set it up 3 days ago. 1 video, 34 subscribers. But hey, look. 1 video, 7,400. Now, you see that guy there? You see the guy? No, you don't, because that's not real. That is not a real man. That is an AI man. This is entirely fake. This is an AI video. This is fake. You understand? You think, oh no, really? Yes. This is a fake man. He is not real. And you go here. They have a website, cardfin.com. It's got a score out of 1 out of 100. Why is it so negative? Because they're hiding their identity on the Whois system. So the Whois system, when you type in a website, you can go to Whois, type in a website domain name, and it will tell you who registered it. So they're using a service that gets provided where they can hide who they are. That doesn't sound legitimate, does it? High number of suspicious websites on that server. The registrar has a high percentage of spammers and frauds. The website offers high-risk cryptocurrency. And the website appears to be hosted by a company with a bad reputation. So again, this is the kind of thing that MyGuava are involved with. This is the email address for the website. Look, withheldforprivacy.com. So there's a service called withheldforprivacy.com that helps you set up websites by hiding your identity. That sounds legitimate, doesn't it? And the website was registered on the 10th of September. How funny. How funny. So there you go. So is this connected to the MyGuava thing? I don't know. But as soon as I mention MyGuava, Guava Pay in my video title, the spam bots come and comment with a new scam. Isn't that interesting? Now, yesterday, MyGuava didn't put anything on their website. But today they have. So yeah, it's literally, the same thing that we mentioned yesterday, but I did go to their website yesterday to see if they were telling people, but they are now. And this is on myguava.com. So you would imagine that anyone who goes on the website, this is where they come in, and it would say, I've clicked on the thing, it says, the banner at the top, the blue banner, click on it, this takes you to this. So Guava Pay is temporarily suspended the acceptance of new funds, etc., etc. But again, we don't know why. It doesn't say why. Here we go. Laura McCracken. Again, I thought that was a joke name. Phil McCracken. No, it's a real name. Laura McCracken. Look at McCracken. Sniff McCracken. They got a statement. We understand the significant impact this has on our customers and partners. Our priority remains safeguarding customer funds and providing transparency as we work towards next steps. What's the next steps? Again, why have you been suspended? We don't know. They don't say. But here we go. Look, go down. You see here, look. MyGuava QPR card, MyGuava Crystal Palace card, MyGuava Millwall card. Everyone's digging out Millwall, their history of bad sponsors. Millwall Football Club are the only one who have told their fans this on the official website. They are the only ones who put out a thing letting people know that this is going on. QPR haven't done this, Crystal Palace haven't done this, although they don't have a card, Glasgow Rangers haven't said anything about this, and we'll get on to that in a minute. So if there is limited funds, if they are going bust, if there is, some kind of problem with getting your money out, thank God Millwall Football Club told the Millwall fans first, because hopefully if you are a Millwall fan and you can, for the love of God, get your money out while you still can. Get your balance down to zero. It's not worth the risk. They haven't told you why they're suspended. They haven't told you what's going on. Just take your money out. Just take your money out. It's not worth it. So, fair play to Millwall for doing that. Because QPR haven't done it and Crystal Palace haven't done it. But, what do you expect from Crystal Palace? Now, getting on to the final story. So the story hasn't really blown up anywhere. It's just kind of like, I don't think people, I don't know if it's a big... Again, we don't know why they were suspended. So why is it? Is it a big deal? Is it just does this happen all the time? I presume it doesn't, but maybe they are going to get unsuspended and they're going to go open again. But we have this from the scottishsun.co.uk. Rangers shirt sponsors suspend all customer transactions services due to unresolved issues. And again, all they've done is said, they've seen the Millwall story, and just these are the same people that sponsor the Rangers shirts. They sponsor the back of Rangers shirts, and then they go and Glasgow Rangers themselves have a history of financial misgoings, shall we say? But they don't really add anything new here. So a global fintech company sponsoring the back of Rangers shirts has suspended its services on its payments app due to unresolved issues with the Financial Conduct Authority. The Rangers announced Guava Pay as a new back of shirt sponsor in November last year, which allowed fans to spend and manage money on its platform at MyGuava when paying for food and drink at Ibrox. So again, they don't have an app, they don't have the card, or they just give people the app. They give them benefits on the app, I don't know. However, on Wednesday, it was revealed through English Championship side Millwall, who also use the payment system and whose shirts are sponsored by the company, that services have been suspended. So here's the thing again. So Millwall the terminals. So Millwall must be using the terminals in their kiosks, although aren't the kiosks run by Sodexo? So I guess maybe the terminals at the ticket office, because Millwall run the ticket office. I don't know. So when you touch to do a transaction, that goes through Guava Pay. We assume, they're like a payment provider. So presumably Millwall would have to change that payment provider pretty quickly, I would assume, and get a new one in. A statement on the club website, etc., etc. We saw that yesterday. He's just quoting the statement, and then we got the statement from the MyGuava website, which they put up today. They didn't have it yesterday. And then at the bottom, Sun Sport, Scottish Sun Sport, by the way, has asked Rangers for comment. So Rangers, they haven't commented. Now here's the thing, Millwall got a history with this, so I guess it's not embarrassing for them, because we've had Euro ferries, we've had Husky, we've had all these things. It's business as usual for Millwall, So I guess they're not embarrassed about, oh shit, quick, tell everyone. Whereas QPR haven't told anyone, Crystal Palace haven't told anyone, Glasgow Rangers haven't told anyone. So again, people knock the club. Fair play to Millwall for getting ahead of this and hopefully helping Millwall fans, if some of them did open up an account with MyGuava, to get their money out before these Palace fans and QPR fans do, if there is a problem in the future. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.